All right, what's up, folks? Welcome to Foreign and Domestic. Yes, we are back. Sorry, we were gone last week. I'll let Alan explain that if he wants to, but we'll not get into that unless he wants to. Good to be here. Good to see everyone out in the side chat so far. We've got an awesome panel with us already, and just remember, do not comply. Which way? There we go. Damn fucking screen. All right. With that being said, Jamie, would you do the honors, sir?
I will try. My internet is roboting terribly. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Very nice. All right, Alan, take us away, brother.
All right. Sporting the newer hat now. The reloading from the hot pot warbird, or not exactly sure, but I think that's what he's calling it. Ozzy Osbourne, Mr. Reloading from the hot pot himself out there. Burnaby Sanchez, Bald and Curious, Gun Hobo 62, Edward Petty, Pistol Pete, the Chris 338, Lead 8541, Andy 79, Z28, Tim S out there, CW Longshot, Kingpin always first Johnny on the spot with the comments. Yep, the Battlebird. GGW reloading. I think might have said Garage Guy 879. Not sure. Lakeview Outdoors. Good to see everybody popping in. Yeah, it's been I'll just go over it briefly. It's been a couple of rough weeks for me. Found out that that my pit bull that I've had for a number of years had cancer, and his we he lasted for about a week before he told me that it was time. And so had to let him be relieved last week, and move on to greener pastures. And so just been a difficult couple of weeks around my household. So last week I had just informed Scotsman it was that we had to do that, and so it was nice that actually it was kind of nice that we didn't go ahead and do a show anyway. But thank you. Yep. Yeah, it was a lot harder than I expected. There's two times where a man I think can a man can cry, and that's when his dog dies or when his horse dies. One of the two. It's not excused after that.
But not if his kids die.
So yeah, thank you everybody. I appreciate it. But yeah, it's it's all taken care of. I'm still adapting. When you've been doing something for as long as you have and you develop a daily pattern, you still have triggers. But other than that, I haven't popped a single round in a couple of weeks because of that.
I think everyone can understand that for sure, man. It's never easy. Uh, you know, absolutely not. The nicest thing that you had though is that you were able to be there, and he knows you were there with him. So, you know.
Yeah, ultimately he was he lived a really good life with me. He wasn't he had a number of years where he lived like a king. So, and on top of that, he had all his family around when it was time to go, and he was I was the last one that he got to see. So he went brave. He went as happy as he could be.
Yep. Yep, absolutely, Chico. In some ways, they're more than actual family. So, let's see. Did that not go through? So, with that being said, we're here for you anytime you need something, man. It's going to be rough for you for a little while, I know. So, you need anything, any one of us are here for you.
Yep. Yeah. Here just a little while ago, Gene, reloading from the hot pot, lost his buddy. And when I went to go visit you, I visited him, and I could feel it. I felt really bad for him because that dog was with him forever and ever, and lost his buddy. And yeah, it just take a little bit of adjusting.
Yeah, it's a big deal, man. We lost Kenjo back in 2011, 2010, 2011, end of beginning of 2011. And, I wasn't there. Obviously, I was here. And, it's definitely not easy when you're not there. We had him for close to 15 years. And that was tough not being there to hear that news, man. So trust me, I get it, brother. It's a big deal.
Yeah, 19 years. Good gracious. Good gracious.
It's a good life.
So, nevertheless, I'm not the only one on the panel. We also got Daniel, God is my judge, who's now questioning everything he's been taught about grip.
I got to get a grip. Well, it's all started out with just, the next thing I want to work on is my recoil management. And now I actually have a real timer where I can start seeing where the starting point is and start working on it. And I got called out on a video because with my support hand was like staying, well, this one was flipping up because I've been punching forward and pulling back. And that we've had a little discussion beforehand. I'm not pushing in on, what are those things called down in there, on the grips? Not pushing in there.
Not utilizing your palm.
Yeah, I wasn't pushing in. So I want to try the one that I've been doing, well, a couple different ways with the cardboard and stuff like that, and just try to get it worked out. I developed a bad habit, and now I got to deal with it. And you guys got to let me know when Mario gets into the side chat, okay? Because I can't read that. So, hi everybody, welcome to the show. Scotsman, thanks for having me on. Alan, yeah, I know how that is when you lose a dog. I've been through that a couple of times, and where it's like that tight. Thank you.
Yep. Matt, what's going on, man? How you been doing? How was that interview on that with CNN? How'd that go?
That whole thing went well. I've been pretty good, by the way. But that whole thing went well. They were out with us for like 3 days, and it just published a week now, 2 weeks ago now. And it was bullshit. They didn't really do anything to smear me or my group, but it was definitely not a historical outlook on militias as it pertained to, starting with our founders today. It was definitely not a historical outlook on militias as it was sold to me. It was a hit piece for January 6th. So, one person said that the Second Amendment was written to protect the government, for the people to have arms to protect the government, and that was an expert. So
I'm going to say that's a pretty shitty expert.
that's like if that's the thing that tells you the rest of it. That's the one thing that tells you the rest of it. So yeah, it was actually in my last vlog video. I spent about 30 minutes, probably 25 minutes in that, just talking about the whole, from beginning to end, our part in it versus everybody else's part in it, the experts they had on it, a few of the good things that were in it, mostly bad. Yeah, so there's it's like $2 on YouTube. You can buy it for, rent it or buy it or whatever it is on YouTube. I think Amazon Prime has it for like $3. If you have CNN on streaming, I think you can watch it as long as you're subscribed to it. And there's a number of ways to get it. Yeah, they need new experts.
Yeah.
They
actually need to actually do research and figure stuff out.
Yeah, I got some videos coming up. Got a little bit of recording done today, and got 3 or 4 more videos on deck right now.
Well, I certainly hope, sir, that you were getting royalties from all the We the People's holster videos commercials that I get on YouTube. Like every other video that I watch is We the People holsters, and it's nothing but RTT.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's funny because I've been seeing a lot of gun related commercials or ads, those skippable ads on YouTube lately, but YouTube's still trying to tell people like you and I that advertisers don't want to advertise on our videos because it's gun content.
It's crazy. I haven't monetized anything in, heck, I don't even know, a year, maybe longer. I don't even remember now. It's been so long, but I get told all the time that there's still videos on there. I haven't monetized nothing.
But you don't have to. That was the new rule, I think, that passed a year or two ago that they put in there. It's like whether you put in that you want it monetized or not, they're still going to put ads on it because it's revenue for them.
Well, Poco, we'll be sure to abuse the heck out of you.
But yeah, I was actually pretty happy to see the We the People ads using a bunch of my videos.
Good, man.
Got another one coming up. Another couple coming up. They just sent me this shirt, which I think is awesome. But yeah.
It's good when you get a company like that that'll work with you. Sounds good. Jamie, how you doing, man?
I'd be better if I could make this computer work. So y'all are still roboting a little bit, but not near as bad. Going off of a recommendation from our buddy Jesse B Outdoors, and not by the current spokesperson. I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. I have purchased a We the People holster and gun belt, and the gun belt's pretty nice. Maybe I need to do a video about it. So I like it so far. Mine is Molon Lave, and the Spartan helmet all over it. So I kind of like that. So
Nice.
we can start. The boss is here now. Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for throwing me a link. I hope this thing will straighten up here in a bit.
Yeah, absolutely, man. What's up, Al?
Felt kind of offended. Forgot about me. I'm just gonna say, let's go, Brandon.
So this is going on right now, and the whole reason this is going on right here is because of Brandon. They are getting so many dislikes on every video they put out, every stream they put out, that YouTube is yanking the dislikes. They'll never tell you that's why, but that's why. Yeah, whether you get a thumbs up or thumbs down, it really doesn't matter. It helps with the algorithm regardless.
To a certain extent, it does. It will boost your ratings in the algorithm because they see that it's of interest of numerous different parties, that it's relatable to some, not relatable to others. Some people find it that it's got controversy, and so more people are going to be watching that video if it's got both ups and downs. On the other hand, if you go towards the monetization side, from everything that I've been educated about on it, is that a thumbs up counts as like a full point and a thumbs down counts as a half a point. So you're still gaining some type of pointage. For a thumbs down, you're just not getting a full point. But what does that matter to any of us that don't monetize our videos? It doesn't. If it goes into the algorithm and it triggers it and it makes it kick it further up the algorithm, okay, whatever, I get that. But not having thumbs down, fine, click away from my video. It's like Pop's Quest put out a video this week about somebody complaining about his language in the video. Then stop watching my videos. If you don't fucking like how I fucking talk, then suck it and go watch something else.
Pretty much.
Hey, Alan, you cuss too much.
Oh, suck it, Daniel.
See, what you're supposed to do, with all due respect, Daniel, go fuck yourself.
Hey, boom, thumbs down, thumbs down.
Well, I monetize all of my videos, and I fight with YouTube because I want my 6 cents that I'm making on the video. It's just a matter of
I know
coin.
you need to buy a single primer somewhere.
Yeah.
And if I can get, like 12 different people to thumb it down, I might be able to get that one primer.
If you can find it. Thankfully, shooting season is over. Oh,
Well, like Matt said, it just forces them to comment. If, I man up and actually make a comment.
Daniel, those are rookie numbers. You got to bring those numbers up.
Uh-oh.
Don't make me go in the garage.
That's just what he picked up the other day.
Yeah, it's still a rookie numbers. Still a rookie numbers.
Don't make me go into the basement.
Still a rookie numbers.
Hey, I know, but you know what? When I got I have 10,000 small. Well, I got over 10,000 small pistol primers, and 10,000 small rifle primers, plus a couple thousand of these, couple thousand of those. I know, though, to a competition shooter who buys them by $30,000 or $40,000 a pop. Okay, but you know what? It's a lot more than I was buying a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Well, Pistol Pete's comment, I use the thumbs down to generalize, maybe unfairly, about whether or not videos are worth wasting my time to watch. And I would have to agree with that. Honestly, most of the time, if I'm gonna thumbs down a video, it's typically somebody that's in my subscription list, and I'll thumb them down and then I'll unsubscribe. If they've just like completely gone off the freaking bandwagon, or they're just all of a sudden they start talking about things that aren't on their channel ever before, and it completely just misaligns with who I am and what I'm about, everything else, I'll thumb it down and I'll unsubscribe. And that's the last time I watch any of their shit.
Yeah,
So the very first video I ever saw of Daniels got a thumbs down, and that's pretty much been it since then.
yeah.
I don't think you've watched any of my videos since then.
There's certain times I'll thumbs a video down. Usually,
I just put videos up.
Usually, if it's something that's
Go
like
ahead.
someone dragging the topic out for way too long, and it could be something that could have been shortened up in 2 minutes instead of 20 minutes.
I generally don't use the thumbs down button, and as Scotsman's audience knows, I don't have a problem pissing people off. So,
That's why we like him. That's why he comes
you know,
back.
it's yeah. If I got something to fucking say, I'm gonna say it.
And that's how it should be. And that's, like you said about the comments. Hopefully, more people will man up and say what they want to say. I got no problem with someone being honest in the comment with me. If they see something, say something. I don't give a shit. Just be based in what you're going to say. Because if you got no base behind it, then you can go fuck yourself.
God dang, Rune
All
must not be bad at all. 5,000 piece CCI primers shipped to Norway for 55 per thousand.
Yeah, Norway's got some really great prices over there right now. I mean, great compared to here.
Yeah.
Well, you got to stop buying primers at $100 a pop. That's the thing.
But they're not on the shelves. I mean, Natchez finally got a shipment, and all those got sold out, a day and a half?
Yeah, they don't last long. Every time Brownells gets them in, they're gone. They don't last.
No.
And that's with limits.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, all we can do is hope that it'll change eventually.
Yeah. I mean, that little pile of
on the
primers.
shelf in your area, Matt, is ammo hitting the shelf at all?
Ammo.
Yeah, is ammo hitting the shelf at all in your area?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's been so long since I've seen it that I forgot what that was. Oh. No, fuck no. There's no ammo here. And when it is, it's like $70 for 100 rounds of 9mm.
Can't even find the shotgun ammo.
I bought 2 boxes. These two boxes of 12 gauge at Sportsman's 2 weeks ago. Not because I needed it, but because I was tired of leaving these gun shops empty-handed. I was like, fuck it. I got a 12 gauge. This is all they got on the shelf. I'll buy these. Yeah, there's nothing here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start reloading the shotgun. Dust off the old press. I got a couple of hundred hulls, and I got the components. Might have to do that.
Mr. Mario Mosen is in the side chat, just so that Daniel knows.
Hey, Mario, this is for you, buddy. Chocolate chippity goodness. Mario had a live chat. I was baking cookies at the time, so when I was watching him, I was torching him because Mario's on a diet.
And welcome to the section of domestic tonight.
Nope. No, when I pulled out these primers, I'll shoot about 500 pistol primers in a week. So, I mean, this here's the primers and a small rifle. That's just enough to get me through a couple weeks of shooting without having to touch my stuff I got set back on the shelf, just in case there ain't ever any more. So, yeah.
So I'm trying to learn how to load shotgun, and my initial thoughts about shotgun were, hey man, it's going to be a lot easier than pistol. Well, it's probably going to be easier than pistol, and probably a whole lot easier than bottleneck rifle cartridges. Well, wrong. It's like they give you a recipe, and you've got to follow the recipe exactly, or everything's cattywampus at that point. And the trick is not to do any substitutions, but it's also a trick to find the exact components that they are listing in the load data, because you've got to have the exact wads, exact primers, the exact shells. And of course, shot is where you can, do what you want to do with shot. And then you got buckshot, then you got slugs, and that's all. Those two are totally different from the rest. But you can pick up a Lee load-all for. I bought one for $50 on sale at Midway, and my buddy's senior master sergeant Bulldog sent me one from Louisiana. That's a 12 gauge when the one I bought was a 16 gauge. And that's probably why I got it so cheap, because, they quit making 16 gauge shotguns quite a while back. But their 16 seems to be really nice. What do y'all think? What, far as shotgun gauges, that kind of thing? Do any of y'all shoot skeet or?
I shoot a little bit of trap here and there. Nothing to brag about. I got a CZ trap gun. I got CZ 20 gauge over and under. That's actually my wife's. And I just got a Benelli M2 with a 28-inch barrel, but that one's gonna get converted for a 3-gun. But I might go and take it trap shooting here and there. My club has a trap house, so once in a blue I go. I kind of suck at it, mostly because it's boring.
No, for the very first time I actually did some skeet shooting. Oh, it was probably a month and a half back now or so, and did really, really well at it. But it's a lot of fun. I had never done it before. I was out there with my 870 tactical, and did really well. So I don't know, but I've never even attempted to load shotgun shells. And no, that's different altogether.
I'm just mad because I used to go get a federal, shotgun ammo in the Walmart for cheap, and I should have just stocked up on it. And now you can't find it anywhere.
Oh, see, that's the thing. Like, there's no point in me reloading for it right now, because I literally have, I don't know, close probably to 10 cases of it. So not really something I need right now.
I tell you something about shooting skeet or sporting clays or whatever you want to call it. There seems to be skeet, sporting clays, and trap, and all of them are technically different games and different sports, and they keep the score different and all that crap. But something about what Alan was talking about. The first time I went, I missed 2 out of 20, right? And I'm like, man, that's pretty dang good for your first try, The next time, it wasn't quite that good. And then the next time, it was like, man, are you sure you've done this crap before, man? I mean, there's such things.
It's funny. I hear that a lot. The first time someone goes up and does it, they do a great job at it. Then they go in for a second round and they suck at it.
So as far as busting clay pigeons, there is beginner's luck is a real thing, guys. So,
Matt, what you got, man? You had a question. What's your question?
I have a problem that I'm having a hard time diagnosing. and it's on an AR.
Okay.
And I'm getting I'm getting a stovepipe, almost a stovepipe and double feed at the same time. So I'm getting the spent casing sticking out the side of the bolt, with the bolt closed on it. And it's trapped on top of like the last quarter inch or so.
Okay. So my first question is going to be
of the
what
new
magazine
round
are you using?
trying to load. Of the new round trying to load, I put a new extractor, spring and spring O-ring and all that in. Everything is all clean.
What magazines are you using?
On all mags, on SureFeed, on DNH, on ETS, on Amentu, on all mags.
Does it happen all the time or just here and there?
It just started happening. So a company sent me an LPVO, and I put it on my 16-inch AR. Show of hands, how many of you even knew I had a 16-inch AR? Right. So, so it's not a gun that I have out often. But the last time I ran the gun, it ran fine. So I put this LPVO on it, went out, zeroed it. It ran fine. Shot probably 200 rounds that day. It ran fine. The very next day, malfunction. I brought it home. I thought I'm going to, it's probably an extractor issue. I pulled the bolt carrier out, went to take the bolt apart, and the extractor came apart very easily. Like there was very little squeeze to get that pin out. And so I went, well, there it is. Weak spring. So I bought a new spring set, O-ring, all that, put it back together, went back out this weekend, and no matter what mag and no matter what ammo, both Wolf and with M193, no matter the magazine, is happening.
Okay, so both brass and steel.
Yep.
Did you check the gas block? Make sure it's not loose. Make sure it's not loose.
Next thing would be to look at the gas and check the block, make sure it's not loose. Is it a adjustable block or is it just a fixed block?
Just a fixed low profile block. Oh, and I switched lowers too, just in case it was a buffer issue. My PSA lower has the Armor Spec captured recoil buffer in it, and my 16-inch has an H2 in it. And so I just switched lowers to check the buffer, and that didn't seem to matter.
Yeah, that's going to point it straight towards the gas system, because that was going to be exactly where I was going to go, was with the recoil system. Like your buffer got solid up or something. So that's going to point it squarely at the gas system.
It's not every round. So like I may have the count off, but in a full mag, it was maybe 5-6 rounds, and then it happened. I'd clear it, and then maybe 2 rounds it happened. I'd clear it, but then the rest of the mag ran fine, and then I'd throw another mag in, and maybe the first 2 shots it happened, and then it'd run half the mag fine, So it's not like it's every shot or every other shot. It's not like it's often enough, right? But it's not every round.
Yeah, I'll check your gas block, check your gas tube, make sure they're lining up right, make sure it's not out of alignment. That would be one. Make sure the gas block's tight. Because it's very possible the pin maybe slid out of your gas tube.
Yeah, well, we discussed that over the weekend, that I'm going to have to, that check the gas system. That was the only thing we could come up with too.
Have you tried a Magpul magazine just for shits and giggles?
I have one, and no.
Okay, try it. So long as it's what is it? I think it's Gen 3 or more. Try that and see how that runs.
I don't have any Gen 3s. I have Gen 2.
Okay.
No, if it's doing it with the Amentu mags and other mags, I would eliminate the magazine being the factor.
Well, it's not just and we're not talking just about just inexpensive polymer mags. You know, the Sure Feed mags, you know, those are nice fucking mags.
No, this ain't gonna be magazines because you tried a couple of different ones. Take the whole bolt out of your different AR and swap the bolts first.
Yeah, that's one thing we haven't. That's one thing we didn't do, and I failed to do that because, like I said, I had already, you know, freshened up the extractor.
Yeah, I would swap out the whole bolt, try that, and double check the gas system because it's gotta be one or the other.
Yeah.
I guess it don't sound like it's getting enough gas coming back to eject the brass because you're stovepiping.
Yeah, check the gas system, check the tube and the gas block. I mean, I would say 90% there's a chance there's something in there.
If that doesn't work, shoot me a text and we'll keep working on it.
Or just take the LPVO, put it in your AK.
That's fine.
Yeah, just put it in a nice case and send it to me. I'll figure it out.
What, Mike?
Put your upper in the dishwasher with some really good detergent and just clean that sucker. What is
Lemmy
up with
shine
you and
also.
them dirty
Make
guns?
sure to throw some Lemmy shine in there. You want it shiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there, Daniel. I don't clean my guns.
Yeah, everybody says a gas block alignment or dirty tube. That could be it. Dirty tube. You can have a shit in the tube. I mean, that's actually good gas as well. So I would say it's definitely something with the gas system.
Yeah, especially if you've let it sit for a while and you haven't cleaned it, that could definitely be a part of the issue.
And you probably shoot the cheapest goddamn ammo you can find anyway, so it's probably dirty.
Yeah, I mean, he's shooting steel cases, dirty as hell. So
yeah,
and he lives in a desert. It's like sand blows everywhere out there. It gets in everything.
Well, yeah, but that's why they make the little flapper that goes over the bolt. It's just close that up.
Oh, you close that? Yes, Poco. It fires fine. It fires fine. It runs fine. I mean, other than that, but I mean, it fires fine. And I don't ever have any light primer strikes. I don't ever have any other issues. And this is an issue that came about 2 weeks ago. Like, it's not like this gun has probably close to 10,000 rounds through it, somewhere between 8,000 and 12,000 rounds, and it's the original bull carrier group that has been freshened up. You know, it's had new rings. It's had, you know, it's been somewhat taken care of per my standards, I guess.
Well, it sounds like it just, like the gas system needs to be cleaned out. Probably, it might be a loose gas block, but I mean, it likely already needed an extractor spring swap out, so that was just good maintenance anyway.
Oh, and Matt, I am so glad you figured out that problem, because if you guys never met him, the man does not have a temper whatsoever. When he was out here, we had some issues. After 3 minutes, it wasn't funny no more. I wasn't going to mention that. But I mean, by the end, it quickly got to the point it wasn't funny no more to me. And if it was my gun doing that, I would have just heaved it into the woods. You know, I would have lost my cool big time. But Matt was cool and calm the whole time.
Well, that's why he's a famous actor.
No, I mean, it's not worth getting all ticked off about it. You just got to try and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, and I did find out what was going on. It was, you know, you take the back plate, the slide plate off of a Glock, and pretty much the striker and extractor rod and spring should pretty much fall out. Well, I had to drag it out with pliers and a screwdriver. That's how cruddy the extractor rod and spring channel was.
Yeah. But it just couldn't have happened at a better, more opportune moment.
The moral of the story: clean your guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what gun you got. You got to clean them things.
At least a little bit, or at least dump some oil in it. Well, Matt, you'd be proud of me. I got a Glock coming.
Are you just going to destroy it like Scotsman did?
No. I won a Glock at Area 8, so I
Okay.
upgraded to a what's it, G45 MOS.
Oh, cool. Yeah, good gun.
Yeah, so that's coming mid-December.
Cool.
I might destroy it. I don't know. We'll see.
If you do, I'll send you a Glock 19. You send me the G45, and you can destroy the 19.
Nah, I don't destroy guns.
Oh, come on. You should try it sometime. It's fun.
Speaking of destroying, Buddy was showing me a picture of his X5 Legion, where I guess I forgot what ammo he was shooting, but the ammo is not advertised as a plus P, and plus I guess the case had a double charge. It kind of blew up his gun, but all things considered, it basically only busted the frame, which is non-serious part. You know, the firing control unit, barrel, slide, all that was okay. Just big gaping hole on the side of the frame, or grip module, I should say. So that was actually impressive, all things considered.
Wow.
Yeah, I forgot it was I forgot what ammo. It was some European crap, some cheap crap.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't think because it's a factory ammo that you can't fuck up your gun.
They've been running into a lot of problems with factory ammo here in the last few months.
It's been more than the past 2 months. I mean, it's been almost a solid year now where factory ammo quality has taken a hefty dive. But, I mean, to pump it out as fast as they have been pumping out, something's got to go. And, it's, you know, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right for them to, you know, to knock down quality, whether it's intentional or not. But, yeah, when you're pumping it out as fast as they got to be pumping it out, otherwise people like you and me bitch, you know.
Where's it at?
We bitch if it's not out fast enough. We bitch if it's not good enough. We bitch if it's not malfunctioning. I mean, and here's the manufacturer going, you got to choose one.
It's like when a customer wants to get it done cheap and fast. I tell them pick one.
Right?
Yeah, but don't tell me the manufacturer didn't have like a surplus of ammo. There's no way they're pumping it up as fast as they can, and there's nowhere to be found any ammo. So where's all the ammo? Who's buying all the ammo? We pull out of Afghanistan. We gave the freaking towelheads over there all the goddamn ammo, helicopters and shit. So where's all the ammo they're pumping out right now? Where's it going? To Space Force?
Yeah, they're gonna need it up there.
Yeah, I hear each dog catcher needs 100,000 rounds this year.
You know, and they're arming the freaking IRS. Didn't the IRS bought a couple of years ago like billion rounds or some crap like that?
Oh, it was every alphabet agency that has no. They were stocking them all up. That was Obama administration.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't that long ago, and we're back to Obama administration anyway.
Yeah, that didn't happen to Trump.
That we know of.
Well, God knows what happened to Trump, because I got a feeling they did a lot of shit not telling him. You know?
Oh, you know they did.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. So think about that statement. I mean, it wasn't CNN, MSNBC, things like that, Daily Beast, that released the whole billions of rounds being bought by alphabet agencies under Barack Obama. It was right-wing news sources, and those same right-wing news sources, no matter what anybody out there thinks, are going to lie to you about their favorite right-wing, candidate or politician. And I'm not saying it happened under Trump, but if it did, every fucking right-wing news source out there will absolutely omit that, just like the left-wing news sources, don't want to talk about it when it happens to their guy.
I mean, the thing is they all fucking lie, every fucking one of them. And
Oh yeah.
you got to pick and choose and try and find the truth yourself, which they don't want you to do. That's why they have fact checkers.
Oh, and about you saying they lie. Well, just wait till Monday hopefully when the verdict comes through on the Kyle Rittenhouse case. They go through and find him innocent. Just all the defamation of character lawsuits are going to be cakewalks that he wins. And it's going to be against news agencies and Biden. That kid's he's going to have problems because of going through the stress of killing people. But the other crap that's been gone through and the defamation of character, his lawyers are going to be making a lot of money, and he's going to end up.
Yeah, but that kid kind of ruined his life. It's just he's going to have a lot of problems regarding of the money, regarding all the stuff. He's going to have a lot of problems because all these leftists just hate him. The most of the media is crooked. They spin it around, made him look like a mass murder. It's just and regular people do not want to see the truth.
Well, you know what's going to happen. There's just going to be more riots and more bullshit again.
Yeah, and there's a difference between a Democrat and a liberal. Like I have a customers and husband is a Democrat, but you can sit down and have a conversation with him. You can have a conversation. He'll say he'll say what he likes. He'll say whatever, but you can have an actual conversation. His wife, forget it. She doesn't want to hear it. It's all Trump's fault. End of story. No matter what. That's just and it's getting worse and worse with all these kids and whatnot. They're just being brainwashed.
Well, I don't know how many people out there are actually following the Kyle Rittenhouse as closely as I am, for that matter. But when I'm trying somebody and I'm putting somebody on the stand that supposedly was the victim, and they say straight up, yeah, I pointed a gun at him first.
And step forward.
Yeah, but he didn't say it straight up. It took 30 minutes till he finally tells the truth. So even he was skewing facts until they brought it up to him. So, and again, media is going to spin it in their way. So it's just, the whole point of the story is that this is a 17-year-old kid that should not be there in the first place. His parents, his mom should be kicking the ass. Like, I have a 21-year-old kid, and I would never, in my wildest dream, let him go be some kind of paramedic at some fucking stupid-ass protest in the next state when nobody that was on the street, nobody was there because they didn't want to. Everybody was there to protest and riot and all that.
What in the Constitution says that me as a 14-year-old can't go to another state if I want to for any reason that I want to?
This is not about the Constitution. I mean, he has a right. I'm just saying. You're talking about thousands of people protesting over there, okay? And they went in there as a paramedics to protect whatever and whatnot. He should not be there.
Was it his right to?
Hold on. One at a time. Matt, you're up first.
I hate to say this to you, but I'm going to start calling you MSNBC in here in a minute because that's all the same talking points they use. Number one, when you say he went to the next state, that makes it sound like some great distance, not the 12 miles that he went. Number two, his dad lives there. He had every reason to be there to help protect that area. And number three, You can sign up for the fucking military at 17. He can go there and scrub fucking graffiti off the wall and help protect his community. His community. A community he grew up in.
You didn't hear me. I didn't say
heard
he
everything.
can't. No, I didn't say he can't go there. I said he should not. There's
You
a
said he had
difference.
no business going there.
Well, all right. Maybe I worded wrong. I said he should not be there. And the fact that he wound up being armed and alone, and thankfully he was armed, because he wouldn't be armed, he'd be dead. The fact that he wound up being alone and separated from the rest of the group shows that he had no idea what he's doing. He had no training for anything like that. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Kids should not be there whatsoever. And 12 months, it doesn't matter.
So
I'm 10 miles from
even if we
Connecticut border.
concede that, even if we concede there wasn't, he didn't need to be there. Nobody needed to be there. They didn't need to have all these people bust in order to burn the freaking businesses down. Nobody needed to be there. So why is it just him that everybody makes a big deal about? Oh, well, he didn't need to be there. Neither did any of the fucking protesters. None of them needed to be there either.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm not saying it wrong.
Hold on, Daniel.
All right. So his mother and him live 12 miles away, and it happens to be in another state. His dad lives there. And Matt, what, he grew up there?
No, he didn't grow up there, but it's
okay.
I would call it, anybody would call it his community, even though he traveled out of state, because that's where his dad lives, and he spends a considerable amount of time there.
All right. So he's down there at his dad. He's got local connections. You're going to network. Kid's going to have friends. So 12 miles ain't jack. Now, my whole thing is whether his dad lived there or not, and whether he had all these connections there or not, is it his right to be there? Yes.
We're not talking
if it's
about
not his.
We're not talking about the right.
It's all about rights.
No, he had every right to be there. He had every right to be there.
Rights.
And I'm not saying that he did anything wrong. I am not saying he did anything unlawful. He put himself in a bad situation. He fucked up right there, but he handled it actually pretty good, all things considered. I mean, it was 100% from all the videos. It's a self-defense and all that. There's no question about that. But there you go, Kingpin. He just put up a great comment. Real men needed to be there. Why did the kid have to step up in the first place? So when he was there because of his dad, where was his father? If I'm protecting my community, I'm bringing my fucking kid, especially when the kid's 17 years old, I'm not letting that fucking kid out of my sight. It's my kid. Hey, Daniel, you got kids. What would you do in the same situation? You know, I mean, it's your kid. So this has nothing to do with his dad. And
back up, because I lost internet connection. A little bit.
Stop.
Okay, I heard I got kids.
I'm just saying, you have kids, you have sons. Would you let him go by himself? You know, where was his father?
Go to some protest?
No, yeah, go to help out at some protest that you know is going to turn violently, and there's going to be a problem.
Well, one on how much I would go for is, okay, which side are you making a stand for? If it's totally against what I feel, it's like, dude, you go. Don't come back. If he's going there to take a stand on a moral thing, and he's got training on what he's doing, whether it's first aid, cleaning walls that people are spray painting, it's like go. And Val, I take teenagers to Kensington in Philadelphia, and the only one that came this close from getting jumped from gangbangers was this guy. And we ended up showing, I'm showing pictures of deer and my guns and stuff and telling them what it's like to live out here in the country. I'm smoking my cigarette and they're smoking their whatever.
You're missing my point completely.
No, I told you. If it was my kid, it would go.
You know, that kid didn't go there to protest. He went there to protect and help out. Okay, why would I go and give first aid to people that are burning shit down and breaking shit? Why would I put myself in that position? Go ahead,
Okay,
Martin.
Matt, go ahead.
I figure raising my hand is probably easier.
It's sad we're getting to this point, but we got to start putting hands up.
So back, and Daniel's saying a little bit of the same thing. And like I said, I was reacting to you saying that he didn't have any business being there, and then went into he crossed state lines and all that, blah, 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 blah. But then you later said, was it the smartest thing that he could have done? No, absolutely not. Of course it's not. When you put yourself in a dangerous situation, it's never the smartest thing you can fucking do. You know, I don't disagree with that. However, as somebody who regularly puts myself in bad situations, nobody else is standing up for the community of Kenosha. Nobody else is going to, and I shouldn't say nobody because there was a small group, and he was friends with that small group. But nobody else, generally speaking, is standing up for these communities, standing post, standing guard at the auto dealerships like he was. Nobody else is doing those things. Now, is it unfortunate that a 17-year-old who is now going to have to live with this for the rest of his life is the one that did it? We can have that conversation. It's probably yes. But as far as, my fucking hat's off to the guy. At 100% all day long, every day for the rest of my days, my hat's off to the fucking guy. Because nobody else is doing it.
And that's the thing. Like, yeah, there was a small group of them, but when you got a small group versus a larger group, you know, shit's going to happen. But the kid did what he had to do. You know, it's at the end of the day, he had a lot more training, performed what he needed to do exactly to the T. And that's what's making him mad more than anything, is that he actually had training and actually did what he had to do. Go ahead.
Just for the record, all you motherfuckers, I'm not Russian.
All right, well, the Russian guy, shut the fuck up. Jamie, you're up, buddy. What you got on this? What do you think?
So the kid's 17 years old, and he goes on this mission. Look, man, when I was 17, and Daniel will tell you, when we were 17, it was a different world. My relationship with my dad wasn't that great when I was 17. He's gotten a lot smarter in the years since then. But yeah, I can see where, particularly if his parents are divorced, I can see how this could have happened. The whole thing bothers me that there's stuff like that going on in our country, that the division amongst us is so severe, so hateful, and we're all supposed to be Americans. And my son, who is a grown man, he's 35 years old at this point in his life, tells me that it's not that it's the differing opinions on political issues that are separating us so bad. It's the fact that one side insists that you do what they tell you to do, and the other side is like, no, I'm not doing that. And then in return, they fight it with, well, you got to do this. And I can see that. I understand that. But it just seems like the liberals are so hell bent that we will do what they want us to do. And that's what basically got this kid in that particular situation. I hate it for him. You know, one thing that we seem to be missing is the fact that kid is he's 18 now. He's got to live with the fact that he had to use a firearm in self-defense, and he also took someone's life. he's got to deal with that the rest of his life. And we get on here and we talk big, and we train and all this, but yeah, the boy's heart's in the right place. I'm not going to argue that point. But when he goes to sleep every night and he lays his head on a pillow and closes his eyes, he's got to deal with the fact that he had to take somebody's life. And I pray to God that never happens to me.
Yeah, and that's a huge thing, and you got fucking LeBron James dumbass out there calling out the kid for crying on the stand and saying that it was bullshit. Clear as day, it's not bullshit. You can see what the kid's going through. And I don't see LeBron James out there fucking taking out communists. So until he's got the balls to step up and actually go out and fucking do something, he can shut his fucking mouth.
No, you know what LeBron James can do, though? He can go out on the court, get a cramp in his leg, and cry.
That's because he's a little bitch. All right, Daniel, you had your hand up first. Go ahead.
Yeah. So yes, we had his 17 when he was 17 when this happened. I was in the Navy. I did 20 years in the Navy. We had a little girl in our command who was an emancipated 16-year-old that was in our command going on deployments, and she was 16. She was in boot camp at 15. Now you back this stuff up to previous wars in America. You only had to be 16 back in the Civil War to go in there. And today is like, how about all these soldiers coming back from a war and where they've blown people up? They've seen their best friends get blown up, and they're 17, 18 years old. That's sad to say, but the wars are fought by the young. I wish there was a lot more older people that was there standing with that group, but there wasn't a lot more. What's going on?
Kingpin makes an excellent point right here. Kids today are not the same. They're not. They're raised to be pussies on purpose. The school systems are making them weak, and parents are making them weak because parents ain't stepping up and teaching them right.
What did I miss?
We're a little over halfway, Alan. You want to run through the side chat? We got lots of people.
Oh, I don't see why not, because there is still quite a bit of people out there making great comments. Glad to have everybody out here. AR Gun 1776, Burnaby Sanchez, Mrs. Poe, how are you? GGW Reloading, HRM Weapons Machinist, Jesse B Outdoors, Keith Gregory, Kingpin himself, the Kyle Lusk, Lakeview Outdoors, Pistol Pete, Paco Loco, the illustrious Pop Quest, Reloading 762, Thor's Axe, Tread, man, it's just going on and on. West Covina Dodge, and the list just keeps jumping all over the place. Thank you, everybody, for showing up and witnessing the shit show that is Daniel.
What?
Oh, I thought we were talking about how crappy you are this week. Sorry.
No.
Maybe I missed the memo.
Oh, that was just what I was talking about, how my grip was crappy because somebody put a comment on there about my grip, and basically I couldn't argue with them.
Well, you can, but I mean, I don't see why you would.
Well, I'm not going to argue with somebody when they're right. I only argue with somebody when they're wrong.
Bullshit.
Boom.
No, long story short, yeah, we've heard rumors that there's some leftist organizations that are already pushing for, if we don't get the verdict that we want out of this case, then we're going to start the shit show again.
I don't know who said it. I don't know what news media said it. I don't know any of that shit. But I mean, I don't know why anybody would call it a rumor anymore, because I mean they did it with Derek Chauvin. They've done it with every fucking trial to date. That's the whole reason Derek Chauvin got convicted, was because the jurors were scared, because you had politicians, you had social media types, and of course the rioters themselves outside there saying, if we don't get our way, we're going to burn this motherfucker down.
See, my question is to you guys is, why are there not more of us getting pissed off to the point where we're stepping up and saying, hey, this is not okay? That's the problem. You got all these people on that side of the fence are willing to go out there and do all this shit, but very few people on our side are willing to go out and step up and do it to the plate, which is where you end up with a 17-year-old kid with a bigger pair of balls than half the fucking country.
Well, here's the problem. Most of us don't go and protest because we're too busy to go to work. Most of these people don't have.
Yeah, but
jobs.
at what point in time? Yeah. At what point in time do we say enough's enough?
I'm with you. Well, speaking of that, which one of you motherfuckers was in the DC on January 6th? So shut up, okay? Whole country should have been there.
When you've been arrested, let me know. Don't call me for bail money.
If I got arrested over there, I don't think there would be any bail.
Yeah, I get it, Kyle. I get it. We have to work and shit like that. But at the end of the day, sometimes we got to step up and say enough's enough and say, fuck it. It is what it is. Or we're not going to have any life to live.
Yeah, but we're not going to go and start burning shit down because we
don't need to.
No. We can appreciate it.
We don't need to go burn shit down. We need to be out there and let them know this shit's not okay. No one's saying go out and fucking burn shit down like everyone else is. Go ahead, Daniel.
As long as we keep saying this, like, I don't have the time, I've got to go to work. And yes, Val, you went to DC. Props on that. But as long as most of us keep saying we got to go to work and not going here to stand on the other side of that line, you're going to have the Kyle Rittenhouses there shooting people and making national headlines, and the propaganda that is the media and DC is just going to keep on rolling. We got to scare the living piss out of these people to make them stop.
Well, we kind of did on January 6th because the sheer amount of people that was there and the way this media reported, a couple hundred people, a couple thousand people, whatever the hell they said, I mean, definitely showed that we are not scared. But I don't know, something big is going to have to happen.
Now, we were outplayed on January 6th. We had probably over 1 million people there, and it only took 2 busloads of agent provocateurs, Antifa, and that crazy guy in the buffalo cape to go in there and completely ruin the whole point of what everybody was there to make.
Here's the thing. It's just like, so here's one of the things that I think is fucking stupid. We advertise this shit. We let them know so they can already fucking plan ahead. It's just like with some of the military shit. We release plans of, we're building this, or we have this, and then they know the fucking technology we have. How fucking stupid is that? Why would you fucking let the enemy know what you're fucking doing or what the problem, it's fucking retarded.
It doesn't matter. All these, like even the protests in Kenosha, that stuff was advertised. It wasn't just a couple of people decided and call a couple of buddies and they show up. They had to plan this. All these BLM protests, everything had to be planned. Problem is that it's planned. People know about it, but nobody does anything about it. So, I mean, I guess you're right. Next time there's a BLM protest, then at the same token, we should get the Patriots and go in the opposite direction, or something like that. It's just.
Go ahead, Matt. I know you got something to say.
Not really. Actually, just at the end of what Val said, I do, because in my brain when he said when the BLM protest happened, we need to go get a bunch of patriots and do the same. My brain said, as long as they're not 17 years old from out of state, right?
And that's the thing. Men have got to step up and do their fucking job. Men. Stop being fucking pussies. Step up. It's sad that the world we're living in has come to the point where so many men are just, I can't even call them fucking men because they don't have a fucking pair of balls.
And Matt, Jamie, Val, back in the day when we were in high school or just, out of it, if we had a problem with somebody else, would we just let it go on or would we take it out in the parking lot?
To be honest, I can count on my hand how many times I actually got in fight. Most of the time, all I had to do is stand up straight.
And this is exactly it right here. Kingpin, you make an excellent comment, brother. It's, there's so many excuses. We're fighting for this, we're fighting for that. But, if you don't go out there and do something, then you're fighting for nothing.
I mean, we definitely, kids these days are not the same generation we were. I mean, my kid just turned 21. I wouldn't put a chainsaw in his hands. When I was 21, I was already here for 6 months. I already had a year of army behind me, and I was providing for myself. I had nobody else in this country. There's no fucking way I would let my kid go by himself somewhere like this. Maybe for a couple of weeks, but sure as hell not for God knows how long. It's just, he's a great kid. He's a great student, but he's still a kid. He's still a kid. And we were at 21, I wasn't a kid anymore.
I don't know. That.
What?
Go ahead. I thought you were finished. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I don't know who said that, but Biden is not scared. Biden's far from fucking scared. Biden has the judicial, almost the entirety of the judicial branch, every three-letter agency, the Republicans, and of course all the Democrats looking out for him. Biden is not fucking scared.
Yeah, but if you haven't figured it out by now, Biden's a fucking puppet, and there's plenty behind him, so he's got nothing to be scared about. He won't remember it anyway. So
yeah, I'll say you got to have mental facilities to process scared.
And as far as letting all the illegals in, that's something that really pisses me off. I know it pisses Val off and many others that have come here legally, but he's openly said it by 2040 we'll be the minority. Yeah, because you're letting all these fucking illegals in on purpose to gain votes and control the system.
I said on my other channel, my wife works in school. So our high school used to have 6-7 kids that wouldn't speak English, like a Spanish speaking kids, right? This year, we have 47 kids. Not only they don't speak a lick of English, most of them can't read or write in Spanish, which means these kids were never in school. Somebody explain me how the kids from Guatemala made their way the fuck upstate New York in a little freaking sleepy goddamn town. Who paid for it? Who found them a place to stay? Who found a place to stay for the parents? Who signed them up for the school? Signed them up for the school buses and all that shit? How the hell did that happen? But we have a silver lining. You know what the silver lining is? Our soccer team haven't lost a game yet. And you can guess how many white kids are on the soccer team.
He brings up a good point. I had to.
Okay, and if you don't know, Anna Lee Brown, she might be a relative of mine. My family came from the little same town in Kentucky, where the family reunions is the #1 dating source.
I mean, it just explains why you're fucked up, but
Same reason why the toothbrush was invented in that same town. Because if it was invented anywhere else, it would have been called a teeth brush.
Alan, I used that one on you 4 months ago, man. I've got it right here written down. You know, you need to pay me now my 10-cent royalty on that joke.
Oh, eat a bowl of dicks. Oh, damn it. Now I owe SoCal.
Yeah, that's Pop's Quest and might as well be. Now you owe 20. Now you owe 30 cents to 3 different people.
Yeah, that's like 3 primers.
I'll have to sell a primer to make up for that.
How many remember Bill Clinton?
How can you not?
Remember his campaign slogan to his campaign workers? He always said, "It's the economy, stupid." You know, we always say, "Keep it simple, stupid." He said, "It's the economy, stupid." So going by that, I don't think we have a whole lot to worry about in the next election. I think you're going to start seeing it in the next election cycle. But where I live, gas has doubled in price since the day they inaugurated that sucker. I'm just saying.
I need some clarity on that statement when you said that we won't have anything to worry about, or something along those lines for the next election cycle. What do you mean by that?
In other words, I think conservatives are going to do quite well in the next election cycle. Coming up here, the midterm elections coming up here next year, I would think. I think we should gain a few seats back in both the House and the Senate.
It ain't gonna do a damn thing. You know why? Because all the people in power, they don't care. They don't care if Democrats run the Congress or Republicans, because they can buy them all. Until there's a term limits and we as a people have some kind of control over the Congress, nothing gonna happen. You can't have a career politicians. You can't have a politics being a career. You can't go to school to study politics and become a politician. That's the biggest goddamn problem. When politics becomes your career, like you say, when a politician gets in the office, his number one priority is get reelected. So until there's a term limits and we actually get people that try to do something and maybe just help people and they have a limited time, ain't nothing gonna happen. And it's not just in this country; it's everywhere in the world where you got all these BS going on, all the corruption. There's no way you can stay in the office for 20, 30 years and not be corrupt. It doesn't happen. There's no way in hell.
Our current president's never had a real job. That politics is all he's ever done, Val. So I agree with you 110%, brother.
As far as I'm concerned, anybody in government means we lost.
Well, the thing is, and Val said it too, it doesn't matter what side it is. There are always going to be problems. There's some things will get better, but it's a game, and they know how to play the game well. And they have everyone convinced that everything's going to be better when it's this side in power. But here's the problem. They're in power. They're not supposed to be in power. They're supposed to be there to regulate certain things. They're not supposed to be there to control your entire fucking life. We have the right to life, liberty, and pursuit of fucking happiness. Right now, I ain't very fucking happy. Right? And none of us really are experiencing that life that we want because of all the bullshit they're doing. It's them. It doesn't matter what fucking side it is. You guys are all getting me fucking fired up now. And I have to go to fucking work too. This fucking sucks. But it's true though. It doesn't matter what fucking side it is. And until we get things like term limits and give them a fucking paycheck that is deserving of what they do, which would be minimum fucking wage, and not 100 and fucking God knows how many thousands of fucking dollars, which comes out of our fucking money, which is supposed to go to do shit for us, it's never going to fucking change.
It's not only that, it's not sustainable. You can't be in the House of Representatives for 2 terms. That's 4 years. And after that, you can retire and collect $140,000 or $120,000 for the rest of your life, have a full medical and all that. That shit is not sustainable. It just this is not the way it should be, and they figured it out really fast on the beginning that they need to put term limits on the presidency, but not on the rest of the public's office, and that's the biggest problem. It's just you can't be paying all this money. People are worried about the Trump, about the he's a billionaire, blah blah blah, how much money he makes. They're not worried about a freaking Pelosi being worth $200 million. Meantime, she's making $160,000 a year. How the hell she didn't even make that money in all these years? Nobody questions that.
I got a question. How about all this coercion that's going on to force people to do something medical? Where you got the Fifth Circuit that's already said it's unconstitutional, but you got the president, the DOJ. Forcing it, and it's going to go to the Supreme Court, but yet here in about a month or two, from the people that I've talked to in nursing homes and in the hospitals, the RNs and stuff that work there, they're going to lose half their staff that is currently working because they said no. And
All right, Matt,
hopefully we all know what we're talking about.
Go ahead, Matt. I know you had something before Daniel jumped in.
I was typing it. Honestly, I'm just as scared, if not more scared, that in 2024, either Trump or another Trump would win as much as I am a Biden winning again. I don't want either one of them motherfuckers, or anyone like them. In fact, it's sitting in that seat. I mean, look at what happened. Look what the fuck has happened. Every other time, you want to see me get pissed off, Dan, you were talking about, me not losing my cool. Every other fucking time a left-wing president gets in office, the right does this big rise up thing, and we form things like the Tea Party, which was a fucking joke, but at least we formed something. 2008, the entire 8 years of Obama, they said militias like tripled, quadrupled in size. Every time there's a left-wing president in office, the right does something. But the fucking right is still asleep, thinking that tomorrow the plan is going to come into place and somehow or another Trump's going to get back in office, or everything will be fine in 4 years because there's going to be some landslide that he's going to win, or somebody like him is going to win. The most dangerous thing that can happen to people like us is a right-wing president.
The most dangerous thing that can happen is to think that someone else is going to change it for you.
Well,
we have to fucking change it. No one's going to fucking change it for you. Doesn't matter who you fucking put in office. They ain't going to change it. Yeah, they'll make some things better, but they're not going to fucking change how the system plays out.
I've just never seen the right, conservatives, the right, Republicans, I don't care what what term it is. I've never seen this side fall asleep so fucking deeply for so long in my life. You want to know what's wrong? The right, conservatives, fucking gun owners, that's what's wrong. Why is the country in the shape it's in? Because of conservatives, the right, and fucking gun owners. That's why we're in the shape we're in. Because every time we win, we fucking fall asleep, and every time we lose, we don't do a fucking thing about it.
I hate to say it, but Matt's right. At least Democrats, they cheat. They cheat at elections, they cheat whatever to get their way. We don't do shit. He's absolutely right. Like think about it. Every time there's a like New Jersey, right? How close was the election for the governor between a Republican and a Democrat? And what happened? All of a sudden they have technical difficulties and it took them 2 days to recount the fucking votes just so the guy can win. So they were cheating, just like they were cheating at the presidential election. So why weren't we cheating? Why? We knew they're gonna do that, so why? And he's right. It's just it's just I don't know.
Look at Virginia. Virginia is gone red, which is good. It's good, but everyone's all excited, thinking everything's gonna fucking change. it's going to take time. It's going to be some changes, but it's not going to be this magical fucking thing of red wave and blah, 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 blah. That's not going to fucking happen. It's a good fucking start. But again, regardless of who's in fucking power, and again, they shouldn't be in fucking power. They're supposed to be there to serve us, not fucking control us.
Well, first and foremost, we gotta abolish the whole fucking unemployment and welfare and all the fucking bullshit, because now we have generations of people that never work, never will work. They got no fucking skills, and they're living on government tit. As much as I hate to say it, growing up in a communist Czechoslovakia, there was one law that I agree with. Everybody had to have a fucking job. You couldn't just fucking sit home on your ass and collect whatever the fuck. No, everybody. If you're a mother, you could stay home for 3 years with a newborn. But other than that, everybody had to have a fucking job. Go ahead, Daniel. I yield to you.
In the meantime, while all this is going on, we have many school systems and school boards that are going through and teaching this theory, whatever theory, and a political agenda that they want to teach, whether it's right or left. And this administration wants to sick the FBI on parents when parents are at a school board meeting that the parents should attend, and are using it as a political football, the Department of Justice, as a political weapon against parents. Well, all this is going on with our kids, where the school system is pushing out this agenda. And all they got to do is just win one generation of kids, and it's over. Game over. Matt, you look so cute.
He looks like
a little
he needs to
Ted, like
push something out.
Like a teddy bear. I just want to give him a hug.
Spit it out before you swallow.
You're outlining exactly what I just said, Daniel. What, 99, 98, 99, 99.5% of all the parents that disagree with what's happening in the schools, you know where their fucking kid will go to school next year? That same fucking school. Instead of sacrificing anything, we have to go to work tomorrow. That's why we don't go do the protests. Who said that earlier? Somebody out in the chat room said that earlier. You know, instead of sacrificing a single thing for your fucking freedoms, like pulling your children out of public school and homeschooling them. Well, I can't afford to live then. Change the way you live then. If it's that important to you, change it. If not, guess what? Don't fucking bitch about it. But understand that you're not you, Daniel, but understand that you're the problem. Understand that because you didn't pull your kid out of school, because all these hundreds of thousands of people that are bitching about CRT and everything else in schools, but then send their kid to school tomorrow, they need to look in the mirror and go, you're the fucking problem.
Yeah.
Not the school. We've come to expect it from the school. Yeah, the school shouldn't be teaching that shit. So yes, in a sense, they're the problem. But it's the school's going to teach what it's going to teach. It's your fucking responsibility. It's no different than the left saying that I have to get paid $20 an hour to make fucking fries. No, you have to do something better with your life in order to get paid more money. It's not everybody else's responsibility to raise you. Just like the schools, just like everything else.
How many kids you got?
2.
Okay. Now, just to put this out there,
And they're not in school.
I pulled both of my kids.
I told you I wasn't talking
public. Now, I know you weren't, but I'm letting everybody know that I pulled both of my kids out of public school and sent them to a private Christian school, and had to pay quite a few $100s every month from elementary through high school up to like the sophomore year. Yeah. And that's when it stopped. They went over. And it only took one semester of college to
Well,
ruin it
and
all.
this is the thing. This is the thing. Like Val is right, and everyone's right on here so far. But literally, it's kids these days have zero skills. Hell, it was a few months ago. I had a couple kids walk up and ask me to help them change a fucking tire. A fucking tire. They didn't know how to take the fucking wheel off. That's a problem.
Tell them to Google it.
That's exactly what I told my kid when he started driving. I was gonna show him. Turns out he had the fucking safety lugs on his car. He didn't have a right range. He wouldn't listen. And I was like, you know what? Fuck you. You got a fucking flat tire. Don't call me. Google that shit. Figure it out on your own. And that's not a problem. And I see it, especially my wife. I let my kids fail. I let them fail so they can learn. My wife's like, she can't cut the cord. It doesn't matter how old the kid is, she can't cut the cord. And I keep saying, you gotta leave the fucking, like my son, you gotta leave him the fuck alone, because you're literally gonna be there when he finally gets late to guide him in the right hole. You can't fucking do that.
Jamie, did you have something?
I was going to expound on what Daniel was talking about sending your kids to a private school. And yeah, there needs to be more of that. But I think Daniel will agree, since we're both about the same age. Back when we were in school, they tried to teach us how to think for ourselves, not what to think. And now it's all just a bunch of indoctrination from one side or the other, from what I gather. But yeah.
We gotta switch topics because we're like freaking way worked out, all of us.
It's all about, I mean, are we keeping the viewers interested?
We're going. Yeah, we still got like
About
40
the
out.
viewers, man.
We still got like 40 out there.
All right, here's
No, kids absolutely positively have to fail to learn. Adults still, if you're doing something that you don't know how to do, you're going to end up failing before you learn. There's just no way around that. How many times did Edison invent the light bulb before he invented the light bulb? You have to take your failures and learn your lessons. We're definitely failing at keeping this country called a republic.
Poco, you're just mad because I wouldn't show your Glock.
Okay, here's a fun fact. 95% of the people only have a sex about 52 times a year, and only 5% of people have it 3 times a week.
And about 78% of statistics are made up.
And here I'm getting fucked at work 5 times a day.
It's like the other guy said that success is like being pregnant. Everybody says congratulations, but nobody knows how many times you got fucked.
My biggest fear is speed bumps. Slowly getting over it.
My God.
Dad joke of the night.
Oh, be that CB, we're not talking about you. I know you have sex life with yourself.
Hey, does that count? Does that count if you go to the highlight reel?
I guess. I kind of threw everybody off with that last comment.
So what's everyone got coming up? Because we're getting close. We got about 25 minutes or so left. But what you guys been working on? Anyone been working on anything good?
I don't know. I haven't been working on anything the past 2 weeks, other than trying to keep families from losing their ever loving minds. I haven't been working on anything at all. All my projects got put on hold. I still have yet to even try the Gerard Triway trimmer. I don't have my dies set up yet to resize my 223, 556, whatever. Yeah, my projects got put on the back burner.
I have an LPVO video coming up, 1 to 6. I have 2 night vision and a thermal video coming up. So that's 4, 2 holsters, 3 holsters, 2 holsters, 3 holsters. Oh, and I'll give you one of the reviews right now. Warcat Tactical. Don't buy them. They're pieces of shit. There's a review. Don't buy them. They're garbage. But
that paddle looked like it was a half a mile away from being able to be held on by a belt.
It was, because when I sat down in my chair with it and the gun caught the armrest, it just and bent straight up. And that's all the flatter I could get that motherfucker. Like it straight up in the air. And yeah, that's as, and the fucking geniuses put a hood, an optic hood, on their inside the waistband holster. Because I want more fucking plastic in my pants. There's a whole
Daniel's having issues. He's always having issues.
Yeah, so I got a bunch
RTT reviews in 3 seconds. Don't buy this shit.
That
was RTT's review in under 3 seconds.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got going on. 3-4 holsters, an LPVO, 2 night vision, a thermal, and that would probably do me for the end, almost to the end of the year, really. Plus what I have on deck right now, the 4 videos that are in queue waiting to come out. That's getting pretty close at two videos a week. Oh, I have a review of Big Daddy Unlimited and a review of the customer service from T-Rex Arms.
Okay.
I know we're trying to halfway work through the room, but what was the deal with Big Daddy Unlimited making some type of contributions that was kind of sketchy? Anybody else hear about this?
It actually wasn't like that. There was some kind of buyback program. They, if you go watch latest KB32 video, he addresses that because he was down there at the shoot. He addresses that it actually wasn't the way people think. It's just a couple of people jumped the gun and made them look bad. It was a little different.
They took part in and they were asked to take part in a buyback program, not in the program itself, but be there. And they were offering training, they were offering free safes, they were offering safety stuff and all that. And they're, as far as I'm concerned, taking part at all anywhere near anytime you bring anybody even close to a buyback program, it's unforgivable. And you add the wide open trigger, the blatant stealing of the FRT. But that's not even what my review's about. My review's about I was a member of them for almost a year, like 10 months, and the whole wide open trigger and buyback program, I was already thinking about quitting, stopping their services. And those two things happened, and it just solidified it for me. But my review of their customer service has really little to nothing to do with those two things. has to do with mediocre prices, mediocre service, a website that is routinely wrong in their descriptions. That's how I ended up with 5 of these fucking Toolman Tactical 33 round magazines, because they were supposed to be AR mags. And that's the 3rd time it happened.
Wow.
Amazing.
Come on, you just mad because they wouldn't give you the affiliate link.
So Lakeview Outdoors asked you if you've got any experience with Concealment Express holsters.
Yeah, they're great budget holster. Their hardware rusts if you're in a humid place. Make sure and oil it. But as far as fit and finish, concealment, all that, comfort. I mean, comfort's kind of a subjective thing, but yeah, I have 3 or 4 of their holsters here in my bucket of holsters.
Yeah, you got a couple.
I have 3. That's just the ones I don't use right now. But yeah, I have 3 or 4 of them, and they're fine. They're good budget holster. As a matter of fact, I think it's Concealment Express. Their Lux holster is probably one of the best light bearing holsters I think on the market, as far as a light dedicated holster. So it's dedicated to the light and fits most guns that you can attach to that light. Yeah, great holsters.
All right, Matt, here's the ultimate question for you. If Glock did not exist, what would you shoot?
Myself.
No, what pretend Glock wasn't invented.
You talk about brand loyalty right there.
If Glock didn't exist, that also means that pretty much every striker fired polymer frame pistol on the market right now wouldn't exist.
Okay, don't get hang up on that, all right? Glock's off the fucking table. What will be the next gun? Jesus Christ.
I would probably, now that they've been out for a while, I would probably go with either a SIG or maybe even a
Grand Power.
huh?
Grand Power.
No, not Grand Power. Either a SIG or a. I'm trying to think of the name of the fucking company. I keep wanting to say Canic, but it's not Canic. It's and it's not CZ. M&P. I got Smith & Wesson in my mind, and I'm going, but it's not Smith & Wesson. It's something. It's 2 other initials. Yeah, the like the M&P, the Compact 2.0.
Okay, that explains a lot because freaking M&P suck as much as Glock.
Yeah, well, I changed the trigger out. They got fucking shitty triggers, and that's coming from somebody that says Glocks has. That's saying that when everybody else think Glocks have shitty triggers.
Actually, stock Glock trigger is probably better than M&P.
Oh, it is.
M&P's never really spoken to me. Never fit my hand.
No, the Glock trigger is better than the M&P trigger, which is why I say I would have to change the fucking M&P trigger. But as far as everything else goes, I'd probably pick one of those 2.
Okay, Scotsman, you CZs don't exist. What would you pick?
Oh, Smith & Wesson all day. Revolver.
Oh, okay. Revolvers don't exist. Go with the semi-auto.
Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know. Let me think about it for a minute.
Okay, Alan.
You know, if striker fires didn't exist, I don't know. In all actuality, probably I would have to go to a newer style of firearm. I think they call them 1911s.
I'd probably have to go
like shooting hollow points.
Yeah. Well, only 1911s that shoot at least 10 millimeter.
Okay. I'd probably have to go with Beretta if CZ wasn't an option.
That's actually pretty good answer. I was gonna say 1911 as well. High
Don't get me
quality
wrong. I
1911.
like the 1911, and I got a couple real nice ones, but for an everyday, I'd have to say I'd probably stick with the Beretta if CZ didn't exist, which thank God it does.
I shot some CZs not too long ago.
Yes, you did, and you liked them.
What's not to like?
The price.
And you haven't shot the grip.
Okay, so hold on. So this coming from the guy who buys Glocks, and then the prime example of exactly what Spirit CG was talking about, buys Glocks and then drops tons of money in improving the trigger, improving this, improving that. Whereas we go out, spend X amount of money, go out, spend X money one fucking time, and don't do a fucking thing to it.
Okay, if you buy a Grand Power Excalibur right now, it's $700. It's $700. Comes with the 3 magazines. Best stock trigger on a single double action out of the box. I don't care who says what. That's a best stock trigger.
Get in the chopper.
3, 4, 5. I have 5 Glocks in this house. One has something done to it. And that's only because it's become my do shit to it gun for things that I buy for YouTube.
Yeah,
like
that's your test platform, right?
Yeah, that whole thing started because somebody sent me something, and I was like, well, fuck, now I got to buy a slide, So I bought a slide, and the barrel change was because I figure I'm around my half-life. I'm at 15,000 rounds in my OE Glock barrel, and that I figure 30 to 40,000 rounds is pretty much.
But they're perfection. They don't require changing anything, right?
Jamie, have you got to give your opinion yet?
But yeah, it's of 5 Glocks I have in the house, one has anything done to it.
At this point, Daniel, I'm afraid to say anything. There's no right answers.
If 686 old school Smith & Wessons didn't exist, what would you go to?
Chiappa Rhino.
I would be,
Jamie, we can't go to black powder.
I would be shooting a 1911 or a Browning high power. And I'm extremely interested in the Springfield SA-35 that's coming out. It interests me. I don't know that I would buy one, but I would like to go and shoot one at a range somewhere. But I'm not really crazy about. I know, right? I'm not really crazy about 9mm. I like something with a little more thump.
Well, I just bought FNX 45.
You just need to go 1 more millimeter. It's okay.
That's right, 10mm, baby. Or if you just want to go straight to 44 mag and quit fucking around.
Or 45 Colt.
Or 45 Colt.
45 Colt is a good round. It's a good round. There's original OG, and there's a lot of things you can do there. You can load that thing really, really hard.
Yep, we're gonna find out how much we can do here pretty soon. I got all the stuff to do it now, so.
And yeah, the firearm, you can get it up to 44 mag.
Yeah, I mean that's the original round. It killed the buffaloes. So I was looking at because I bought that Smith & Wesson Governor, and I was looking into it. I was like, yeah, start reloading for some. Yeah, you can do some serious damage.
Okay, Matt wants another turn. He's jockeying around in the position.
No.
I missed it. What? I accidentally X'd out the wrong window. That's why it disappeared. What happened?
Nothing.
Jamie was just saying you do either a 1911 or a 45 Colt.
Oh, if I had to choose between a 1911 and a 45 Colt revolver.
Single action army.
why do you hate me? I'm gonna have to go with 1911 because I have one sitting right there, Chambered 38 Super, which is an awesome round.
Yep, that is a good round.
Yeah, kind of people stopped making it. Wilson Combat stopped making 1911s and 38 Super because nobody was buying it.
There's still some nice ones out there.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying the new ones. Not many people make them because the round's kind of obsolete with all the modern 9mm and all that. It's just it's kind of obsolete. I mean, it's a great round, especially for competition shooters. But with a 38, you have a 38 Super, 38 Super Comp, then you have a 38 freaking Dillon.
Yeah, Jesse, I'm mulling that over myself. I can't decide between a Vaquero or a Black Hawk. I'm probably going Black Hawk, just so you can adjust the sights, get it hitting right where you want it to.
I just need to learn how to shoot better. If you don't adjust,
all
if
the
you don't have adjustable
the
sights.
Blackhawk series, I dig the Blackhawk series. I love the Blackhawks.
I really want a Schofield. I want a freaking break action for some reason. I don't know why, but I just love the way break it open. Oh man, somebody mute Daniel, please.
I know, right?
That was some extended gas.
Yeah,
That was my coat rubbing on the mic. Okay.
yeah. Daniel just pulled Joe Biden.
Never forget 9mm is king and Glock's up. New York Outcast has spoken.
But we're gonna have to kick him out of here, man. That's not right. That's not right.
You can't kick him out. He
Lots
said
do suck, but 9mm is not king.
well, 22 in the head is better than 45 in the foot.
All right, we're gonna start going through the room. It's been about that time. We've had a great chat, lots of good conversation. You fuckers got me all wound up, and I got a little all pissed off, which, whatever.
They expect nothing less.
Yeah, they expect it anyway, so it's no big deal. But great chat. We had lots of good discussion going on. So we'll start going through the room. Daniel, what you got, man?
All right. Since I wasn't asked earlier, I'm going to tell you now. If I couldn't buy a CZ, I'd buy a Dan Wesson. Oh, wait a minute. CZ owns Dan Wesson. Okay. I'll go to the next one. A Colt 40. Oh, wait a minute. CZ now owns Colt.
Y'all see what he did there?
You know why nobody asked you, Daniel?
Now we don't.
Nobody cared.
All I have to say is 10 malfunctions in less than 4.5 minutes.
I can own that. I'm fine with that.
All I can say, Daniel, bullets still suck.
Oh, no, negative. You just got to know how to reload because I can reload.
Moving on.
What you trying to say, Scotsman?
Jamie, what you got, brother? What were you holding up earlier too? You had some nice looking runs there. What you got going on?
These are the Russian slugs. Like I told y'all earlier, I'm trying to learn shotgun. So a friend of mine sent me mold for this. This is the Russian. I think it's the one Kyle calls the fire hydrant. You can see a little bit of a resemblance. You look at the top, it's segmenting. So those 4 segments will peel back and mushroom, and 525 grains of soft lead, powder coated, moving at 1,250 feet per second is, that's not a pleasant day for anybody, guys.
We're going to need a good video on that at the range.
Over 500 grains of love right there, baby.
Yeah, that's A little bit bigger than 10 millimeter, Alan. So yeah, I'll be working on some of that, and I'll probably try to get a video or two up on that, and maybe we can see how they group at the range. Okay, Kyle says this is the fragmenter. It's not the fire hydrant. So I'm anxious to see the fire hydrant. But yeah, 525 grains. That's a thump, man. Anyway, guys, y'all have a great week. Scotsman, thanks for having me. Thanks for putting up with me. Sorry I had StreamYard issues. It was StreamYard. It was not my internet. So we got it figured out. And y'all have a great week.
Awesome. Always good to have you, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, StreamYard's having some issues, getting glitchy here and there on some stuff. Val, what you got, brother?
Not much. Shot a match today. I got to put a video together. Did actually pretty good. Won the second overall. And you guys have a nice week. It's gonna be kind of cold in New York, and it's just gonna get colder. Unfortunately, I'll be working outside, so pray for me.
Stop being a wussy.
Yeah.
Matt, what you got?
Yeah, much the same. It's going to start getting colder here. It's just got below 90.
Screw you.
So, you know.
We got snow on the ground. I don't want to hear fucking 90.
No, like I said, I already said what I got going on, later, all the videos and all the stuff that I'm working on right now. So outside of that, yeah, thanks for having me on. And not a whole lot to say. I mean,
all right, man. All of the pleasure.
I kind of got worked up today too. So
always good to have you on and have you get worked up and throw your opinion out there and piss people off. It's always good.
Yeah, you guys out there, Scotsman told me you guys text him and email him to bitch about me.
You're not the only one. There's others, but that's all right. It keeps the conversation going, and that's good. So, with that being said, guys, again, we had a great chat. Appreciate everyone out there, and I'm going to throw it over to Alan to take us out. Right.
All right. Well, thank you all for your sentiments about my my particular family member there, and this week's video that I'm going to put out will be non-existent, so don't look forward to that. Sooner or later I will produce another video somehow, some way. It might be a video of my funeral, but other than that, I want everybody to remember to keep your magazines loaded, and